Hello everyone. In this video, we will be looking at how to export from Premiere. Um, so just to get a lay of the land, I have my Premiere project up here. This is where everything was imported, the timeline. This is the actual project. I have all the sound muted just so we don't hear it scrubbing around. Although I do have to unmute it, I believe, when I go to render. And just to look at what's going on in Windows where it's all stored, I have everything in this Premiere Assets folder. This is the project I actually have open. These are the folders where all of the stuff, all the video clips, audio clips, stills are stored. So a reminder, whether you're handing stuff in for this class or making something for someone else, this project file has nothing in it except the edit points and what to do with the clips. So you can see right here, it's not a very large file, right? It's too small to be containing anything. So you can't submit the project file as anything. So I have to show you how to import or export it. So in Premiere, in order to export a finalized thing, you should have that thing open here as in the timeline. That you might have other sequences, but you want the sequence in question to be the one that's open. It should be up here and it should be down here. We say File, Export Media, and all that material is present in this export will be, I apparently have something that's not in there that's linked in. So it's letting me know something's missing. Um, in reality, you should go back and fix that if that's the case. So it sets up a few things, but I'm going to say send to media encoder. Again, it's warning me I have something offline. But Media Encoder is not a third party. It's just another software whose whole goal is exporting stuff. So I'm going to make this full screen. Now, when you open Media Encoder, depending on the speed of your computer, it may take a minute to open. And then you're looking for this to populate in the list, but that might take another minute or so as well. There is processing that has to happen um, in order for this to end up in here. Now, I have a pretty good machine, and this video has like nothing in it. But if you are, you know, if you're doing something and you're like, oh, she said click this and it's not showing up, it's going to take a minute. You can see the warning. So make sure it's set to H.264. That should be the default. If you don't see it there, you just click the word itself. And you could select all other formats, but you want H.264 for this. Clicking the word itself also gets you all the settings for whatever you're in, which for your purposes, there's not much to worry about. You want to make sure that it's set to H.264 and that's basically it. If it's coming out, the audio settings should just default to whatever audio you have, and that's fine. The video settings, if they are coming out, if the video is coming out like really, really large, like too large for something that's only 30 or 60 seconds, you could always go in, if you scroll down within the video settings, you could maybe do like a lower bit rate, right? So the lower this bit rate, the lower the quality, but it may not be to a point that matters, right? So you could crank this all the way up, but this, unless you're projecting it at a billboard, you're not going to notice a difference, and the file will be huge for no reason. So you can always dial this back a little bit if you need it to be smaller. But otherwise, this should be, you make sure it's exporting audio and video. You say okay. And then output file is where you click in order to say where this is going. So in our case, it's a good question. Oh, that's right, it's under my name. So I have to navigate for a moment. Yours should go probably a lot closer to where you're going to be working because you won't have so many like folders and subfolders as I do. There we go, Premiere. Fine, or actually, right? Two. So it should be your last name and the word promo. We hit save. And then what we have to do is we have to hit play. So technically this could be a list of multiple things that you would render. In this case, it's just the one. Um, now again, how long this takes depends on many elements. if you have many, many, many things in your file, it might take a bit longer. If you're on a laptop or a slower computer, it might take a little while. I'm working on a pretty fast computer, and like I said earlier, there's nothing in this video. So it did not take as much time. And then let me see here. There we go. So here's promo number 2. 140 megs. So yeah, that's a little bit too big for class. Oh my. Stand by. My dock isn't show. Oh, here we go. There it is. It's like I would love to be able to resend this. I'm going to send this again. Let's make sure that's selected. You have to have this selected, I think. Export. There we go. Media. Send to media encoder. And I might need to just manually go to media encoder. Yep, there it is. It showed up. It just didn't like bring it forward. And I'm going to go into the settings and I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to say VBR 2 pass. I believe that got me a smaller result the last time I did this. And okay. I really wish it would remember where I went the last time. I'm going to have to work on that. We're going to get rid of, oh, let me make sure I don't have it. Yeah, it should be fine. Do I want to replace it? Yes, I want to replace it. I'll pause my video so till it can go. Oh, you can actually see it's taking a little bit longer. If you do variable bitrate with 2 passes, it takes longer to render, but the upside is that it should be a smaller file when you're done. All right, so my render finished, and that means I can go here. All right, it shaved a good 20 megabytes off the video. I'm gonna have another video that I make for you guys that goes over like ways to submit stuff that's a little bit larger if Blackboard doesn't work. But yep, there you go. That is exporting from Premiere.